Some people are going to want to take away from this game that the Avs played great on the underlying numbers and probably deserved a better fate. And some people are going to want to take away from this game that the only thing that actually matters in hockey is the part of the game that the Avs struggled with and the reason they lost. Both of those things are true. Avs lose to the Anaheim Ducks 2-1 in the shootout. The Avs thoroughly dominated this game. There are some shortcomings that I will absolutely get into, but when it comes to playing the right way, outshooting a team 41-16 is a pretty good job. There are 3 reasons the Avs lost this game. Number 1, Lukas Dostal played great. Tip the cap to their goalie, is what it is, move on. Number 2, the Avs failed to capitalize on their chances. That is entirely their own fault, and they need to do a better job there. And number 3, the hockey gods just said no. Sometimes you have nights where things just don't go your way, and that was tonight for the Colorado Avalanche in the offensive zone. Yes, some of their mistakes are their own fault. Some of their misses are their own fault. They need to do a better job of that. Someone like Zakar Bartikov has to finish the opportunities he had in this game. There are other great A's from Ross Colton, from Brock Nelson, from Jack Drury, from more than that too, and the Avs just struggled to put the puck in the back of the net. Even when they beat Dostal, hits a post. Skitters wide. Whatever it might be, the Avs just didn't have the answer there today. And that's not something I'm worried about. Games like this unfortunately do happen, and it won't last. As much as I believe some of those opportunities need to be finished, if you're an NHL forward, you have to have the ability to put the puck in the back of the net at a certain point. They're also depth players for a reason, because sometimes they don't finish plays like those. As the game went on, the Avs played more and more dominant, and frankly, outside of Lukas Dostal, I don't have very much positive to say about this Anaheim Ducks team. They looked bad and were bad. It took one play to get them on the board, and somehow that was enough to get them to overtime by a miracle. That play comes early in the second period. An iffy play from Sam Malinsky turns the puck over in the offensive zone here, and despite an initial jump from Marty Necas to get back and help back check, you get nothing from your other 2 forwards, and Necas kinda halfway gives up on this, just kinda puck locks himself and doesn't pay attention to other potential dangers coming in the zone as he floats across the blue line. That leads to this awkward situation, and you know what? The Ducks deserve a little bit of credit here. I do not think they were any good tonight, but this is a cute little pick play that makes it hard for Malinsky to execute. When this pass goes through Necas and you have an open man uncovered because of an ineffective back check, Malinsky now can effectively step up and cover that because of the man driving the net. So for VL, it's a nice finish off of the setup. Technically, at ex-Av, he was in the Avs minor league system for a while early in his career. Weird plays, poor plays, mistakes all happen in a hockey game, so I don't want to dig too much into this one, but I do think it was a sign of what was happening with the Avs top line, where you get a poor back check from them on this play. A top line that was Olofsson, Necas, and McKinnon struggled in this game. They were not particularly effective. How much of that is Marty Necas, it felt like, floated through the whole game? How much of that is Nathan McKinnon got stuck in one of those ruts where he just refused to shoot the puck, at least in regulation? I think that's most of it. But also, Olofsson was not doing a whole lot to help those guys. He doesn't have the defensive acumen of someone like a Lehkonen to jump in and help on that side, and the offense was frankly not good enough for a guy you're trying to put up there to help finish plays. It didn't happen for Olofsson tonight, and that's kind of got to be the end of him on the top line, I would think. From the minute Anaheim scored the goal, they sat back and tried to defend this game out for pretty much the remaining 38 minutes, and they almost got there. The third period was borderline a joke, and this is where I get into the part of the game that the Avs probably deserved better. Yes, they failed to capitalize on a number of opportunities, but in the third period, they outshot the Anaheim Ducks 18-3, and a couple of those shots came after they tied the game late, so it was ridiculous levels of domination, and the Avs deserved probably to win this game. They don't get there, but with less than 5 minutes to go in the period, they do at least tie the thing. I really didn't think Brent Burns had a very good game at all, but when Gerard hits him with this puck, he does a great job of using his feet on the breakout there. He gets them to the neutral zone with his feet, forcing the Ducks to respect him as a possible puck carrier option. That opens up space just enough. He gets this to Nelson, who now has room up the wall because of how they have sealed into the middle, worried about Burns. Nelson gets a clean zone entry deep into the zone. He doesn't get sealed off at the half wall, and that leaves Lecky uncovered as the Ducks completely discombobulate their defense and forget about the backside of the play. Lecky has a clean lane here. This is a hard pass to make. We watch McKinnon mess this pass up all the time, but Nelson executes it, gets it to Lecky, and finally someone finishes. The Avs finally connect with a nice cross-ice pass and a good finish. Despite having made that play multiple times tonight, this is the one that works, and it comes from your second line, who frankly I don't think had a great night, but they step up and ultimately score the big goal when you need one. I would be lying if I said that point was huge for Colorado. It's really not. They're pretty comfortable at the top of the NHL, but it does feel good to show that when the Avs are going through one of these stretches where maybe they're not executing, maybe things aren't breaking their way, maybe you're not getting your best out of some guys, you can still dominate a game and you can still ultimately break through. A concept I use a lot is if I tell you the Avs outshoot an opponent 41-16 and they only give up one goal, would you take that? And every night you would say yes. But if the option was between that and I tell you the Avs win, you're taking the Avs win every time, because occasionally a game like this happens. The idea that the Avs can look this dominant and you can still reasonably expect significantly more out of your top guys and better finishing means that the Avs are quite good. Unfortunately, that doesn't help them in this game. The late goal is only enough to get it to overtime, and at least overtime was genuinely fun. Both teams were actually trying to win the game instead of possess the puck and just run the clock out. To be fair, the Avs did a decent amount of trying to lose the game too, but it's the Avs in overtime. We know what to expect there. Neither team is actually able to finish the job, so you go to a shootout where, again, expectations for the Avs are in the basement. The shootout goes exactly how you would expect. Wedgwood gets beat 5-hole twice. The Avs do not score a goal. It's that simple. I am far more frustrated with this game because the Avs deserved better than I am that the Avs failed to execute. I think it's fair to be upset, particularly with the Avs' top players. One shot from Nathan MacKinnon in regulation is not enough. One shot from Marty Necas in regulation is not enough. And Nathan MacKinnon had multiple instances in overtime where he nearly wins it for you, but he also had multiple instances where he nearly loses it for you. You need better out of your top guys. I know they just had a great game. I know they just played that way, but you need to find that consistency. When you have holes in your lineup, your superstars have to be super every night. That's the expectation. Ultimately, if you look at this game though, if it's not a elimination situation, you come out of it feeling pretty good about you being the better team. You didn't win this one, but if you were to run it back, who are you putting your money on? That is the end of this game video review. Keep it short. Thank you for watching. I am Rudo, and for real though, this gets all the bad juju out. No more hockey god nonsense.